I hate that every time someone plays the giggler, he does his little laugh and it makes me laugh. I don't laugh until he goes, I hate it so much. He doesn't until he goes, God. Anyway, I'm trying to eat something. The title is not a joke or an exaggeration or anything. Like, I woke up early this morning, like at very weird hours, horrible abdominal pain, and I just had full blown like really bad food poisoning. So I was just sitting there throwing up and like dying on the bathroom floor for like an hour. Um, I legitimately thought I was developing appendicitis because I kept having this like lower right quadrant pain. But it wasn't so sharp. Usually you do the test where if you just pull the skin and let go and it bounces back and that hurts, it's appendicitis. It wasn't sharp enough for that, so I was like, maybe it's not. So I didn't, I just sat there, monitored it until I like passed out. But it was like weirdly lower right. Um, so I think it was just intestinal at this point, and it just was something in that area. But I was like, oh god, because it was so like specific the region. That's the first thing I think of. But I don't feel it right now. But I feel like sore there. So I'll monitor that. I don't think I have appendicitis because I think the pain would be very different. So I'm pretty sure this is food poisoning and that's pain related to that. But there's a chance it could have been the other way around and it's actually acute appendicitis and then I like got those symptoms because of it, which I don't think so. I think the pain would be way worse and I'd be not streaming right now if it were actually appendicitis. But sometimes people have like slow burn appendicitis more rarely. Um, so I'll just sit here and take note. But I feel a lot better. I think I would only feel worse if it were appendicitis. So I kind of at this point doubt it's that. But earlier I thought that was what it was. But at this point, seeing as how I feel a little better at all, like I'm, you know, pretty sure it's not that because I think it only gets worse. You can be predisposed if someone's had it though, and I've had older family members have appendicitis several times, so you know, it's on the mind, it's on the brain. My dad's got a cool scar from it and all that. Say until you passed out. Yeah, I mean, I dragged myself into my bed. But I was like propped up. I was like laying on my left side because if I laid on my right side hurts so much. So I was just like, oh god. But yeah, no, I managed to fall asleep and woke up feeling not like I was dying, but still pretty bad. So I don't know. No, you can't get it multiple times. When you get it, your appendix is full infectedness get taken out. So you in fact can only get it once. I mean, multiple different family members have gotten it. Not that they got it multiple times. Yeah, what if I grow another one? But yeah, no, I'm not feeling good, but I'm not actively throwing up. So I'm attempting to eat food. I did attempt to eat food like 2 hours ago, and I couldn't. Which is why I wasn't sure if this was food poisoning, because usually that's like a one and done. But sometimes when it's really bad, it does last a while. So who knows? But that's not going to stop me from streaming. Because if I felt this way and didn't stream, I would just sit here and play video games anyway, and nothing would be different. So, you know, I hate something I cannot stand is when you like are sick with something that doesn't prevent you from speaking. You can still talk on a mic just fine. When you are sick and then people in your chat are like, you should rest. And I'm like, motherfucker, what do you think I'm doing? I'm sitting down in a chair. just sitting here, drinking water and talking. Like, no, you should sleep for 24 hours. Not possible, motherfucker, you know? Yeah, so if you see any chatter say that, be like, she's literally sitting in a chair. People stare. Rest harder. Yeah, like, I don't know what they expect sometimes. I don't think they expect anything. I think they're not thinking, they're just saying something because they want to go into care mode, but I don't want people that I don't know going into care mode. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't want people that I, like, don't know like that. It's different if it's, like, an actual friend of mine, right? But, like, yeah. People are on that parent grind set where you called in sick as a kid and weren't allowed to do anything but rest. Was that what your parents did? Because when I was sick, if I was staying home, I had shit I had to do. My mom would be like, "Oh, you're sick. Well, anytime you're not actively sleeping, here's laundry to fold. You don't have to stand. You could sit and do it. You know, like all she would care about is that I kept hydrating and eating. And then other than that, she was like, you gotta do shit though. She'd be like, your fingers aren't broken. You have a cold. Do this, do that. And genuinely, it is better than just lying there because you are keeping like your blood flowing and you keep yourself breathing, etc. You know, it's better. You sleep and then you get up and do shit, and then you sleep and then you get up and do shit. And, you know, activity's been shown to aid in recovery. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It's you know, unfortunate because you do kind of just want to lay there sometimes, but no, it does help you, especially with respiratory stuff and helping congestion. If you're not just sitting there, you're moving around a little bit. You know, it does help you a lot more. The blood flow more than anything. So it's not like streamers are the best at looking after their health in general. That's not a streamer thing. That's not a streamer thing. That's people. That is just all people are bad with it. So I would not be like streamers this, streamers that. That's literally the only difference. The reason why some things seem like a streamer thing is because streamers have cameras on them 24/7, so you are able to judge their every movement, their every choice, their every little thing, whereas everyone else does not have a camera on them 24/7. But I gotta say, I think they do the same shit like all people do, because all of my friends are bad at it, even the smart ones. Everyone who works is like, I'll just work instead, etc., etc. You know, so it's just kind of one of those things where it's not really it's not specific to streamers. It's just that you see it on them, whereas you won't see that in other people because you don't see them all the time. You just won't. Feels more like a workaholic thing. I don't know if it's always a workaholic thing, or if it's just being realistic. Because like I said, yeah, I feel like shit. So I could stream, which keeps me a little bit active and not thinking about it so much, or I could not stream and I'd still be sitting here playing games, but I'd just be like more in my own head and being like, oh, I feel terrible, you know, or whatever. Nothing physically would change. It would just be that mentally I'd be like stuck with myself feeling sick. Right? So that's it. Same thing with people at desk jobs and all that. Like, sit in a chair at home and mope, or sit in a chair at work and at least get some social interaction, get a little movement, a little fresh air going back and forth. Like, it's actually better. Unless you're contagious and you're trying to keep that from other people. That's different. But, you know, when it's something like they don't have to worry about getting, honestly, you're better off just doing your normal day. You just take it easy as you do your normal day. Like, don't go jogging, you know, right? Sip a lot of water or whatever. What gave you food poisoning? I don't know. I don't know. I ate a bunch of stuff that I normally eat. So, I don't know. Something did. Yeah, probably food. Most likely food, I would assume. A walk in a steamy shower does wonders. Oh, I know, I know. Yeah, when I'm sick, assuming I can walk around just fine, I will just go for walks every time. Every time. Once I feel good enough to go for a walk and not be like a little out of breath or something, like I just do it. I just do it. Somehow got conflict over the internet. Oh, it's so bad. I a long time ago had gone to some conventions, but I stopped because they kind of got all samey, and I was like, I don't see the point in going to a bunch of these. I'll just do like one or two like local per year, you know? Um, and then I stopped because I just kept getting sick, and also because I worked. And I always had work shit on those weekends because I was in a role where I would travel a lot and I didn't really have weekends ever. And I also just didn't take time off like ever. So yeah, I just stopped. And you know, I do miss, like, I think it'd be nice to go again. Like, I do miss just the events themselves, but I don't miss the sickness. I don't miss that part. Because the thing is, at cons, you get a lot of normal people, and then you get a subgroup of people that are very not normal, not aware of themselves. Will just like grab their mask and pull it down to cough out into the air. You know, those kinds of people, like just bumbling oafs, right? Like there's just a good chunk of those. They exist in the world, but there are more of them that show up at cons, and it was just like, man, I can't do this. I can't do it. Yeah, like the baby cough. Yeah, yeah, just like open mouth. Mm. And the thing is, it just takes like one guy. Everyone else can be really normal. And if they are sick, you know, they wear masks so they don't cough on everyone. And then there's just one guy going around going, it's the only time they go outside. I know. I know. It's so bad. What can you do, man? What can you do? You wear cosplays with gloves when you go to cons for a reason. Just like cosplay is lethal company, guys. You're in a hazmat suit, but people won't be weird about it. That's it, man. And then at the end of each day, you take that suit off, you put it in the hotel shower, and you just spray that shit down. Disinfect that bitch, go out the next day. Easy. I'm telling you, that's the strat. That is the strat. I don't know. I always felt that way with conventions. Like most people were really cool, really nice, and you know, overall positive experience, I would say, at the end of the weekend. But there was always a subset of people that I just was like, I can't stand interacting with you because you just don't get it, and then I have to adapt to your amount of not getting it. And because I'm a nice person, I sit there and try to explain to people why they don't get it, or I'm just nice to them. I can't tell you how many times I just got followed around, and I'd have to like turn around and be like, hey, you know, I was being really nice to you because I'm a courteous person, but I don't want to be your friend at all. Apologies for that if I gave you the impression that I did. And I hated having to like bust that one out, but like you know, like you can't have like that person that like an amoeba just tries to like squiggle into your friend group for, you know, new friendships, and you're just like, who is this person? And you can't just let them exist, you know? Some people be too nervous to say anything, and I would just turn and be like, hey, buddy, you're not my buddy, pal. You know? But typically you could tell that there was something going on with them. There was a reason why they wouldn't understand it by default, so you'd have to like explain, and I was honestly happy to just explain as nicely as I possibly could, but clearly, you know, it's just rough. One of my friends had this little like thing, a little ribbon that she would put on her badge. She made it herself, and she had a bunch of them. And it said, not looking for new friends, just a nice person. Please don't try to do anything with me. It said that. And then when she would talk to someone who's a little off, she'd be like, by the way, she'd gesture at it. She'd be like, I'm just nice. I have a lot of friends though. And I was like, you know what? Making something where you can literally tap the sign is actually really good. That's really good. I thought that was such a good strat, man. You should just tap it and be like, hey, by the way, not looking for new friends. Sorry. And that way it shows like you're not saying it just to this person so they don't feel singled out. They see it and they're like, oh, in general, they don't want this. And then they understand, like, yes, this is a generalized thing. Oh, that was pretty good. A good idea. Last time you went out, you took a ton of vitamin C and avoided the food areas. Hope that would work well enough. Yeah, yeah. I know vitamin C like does help, but how much does it help? Let me see. How significant is it? Like, are we being scammed or is it a significant reduction? Let me see. Let me see. How much does the vitamin C help in preventing illness? Research summaries. Taking vitamin C every day to try to prevent colds won't protect most people from colds. It only slightly shortens the amount of time that they're ill. Starting to take it once you already have cold symptoms won't have any effect on your cold. Yeah. This is from 29 studies involving more than 11,000 children and adults. I mean, I still think it's good. Something is something, more is more, right? Like, but I think it's more that people don't have enough vitamin C typically. It's not that taking like extra is doing something for them. I don't think. Right? Yeah, you said the study was that if you're deficient, it makes a big difference, but minimal effect if you aren't deficient. That's typically the way most things are. Most supplements that people take, it's just bringing them up to a normal level that they need, and then anything that's beyond that, your body just gets rid of, tends to recycle out. Your body knows when it sees a certain concentration of something in your blood, it goes, yes, that's fine, or no, cycle that out. You know, your kidneys and liver just cycle it out, and there you go. You piss it out. Like, I see people talk about skin health, skincare a lot, and they're like, if you want to look plump in the morning and smooth out your wrinkles, you should drink a lot of water. And I'm like, no, you don't just balloon all the water in yourself. You piss it out. You piss out the excess, which is good. The more you're pushing through yourself and getting rid of, the more other shit it can carry away. It helps your kidneys and liver function well, yes. But your skin cells aren't going to like retain more water because you're like over watering yourself. That doesn't happen, you know. But if you're deficient, your skin does look way worse, right? Like if you don't have enough water in your body, yeah, it does look worse. You look more tired, etc. So you drink enough to be like normally hydrated, and that helps your skin. But anything beyond that, not that much, you know. I see that in skincare discussion all the time. They're like, I started drinking extra water, and now I drink, you know, whatever the recommended is. They're like, I drink 2 more glasses than the recommendation, so I'm extra plump. And I'm like, what are you? That's not how it works. That doesn't happen, man. I don't know. They do it with topical treatments too. They're like, I spray 100 layers of this hydrating mist on my face so I absorb more of it. And I'm like, no, your skin is going to absorb what it's going to absorb, and then it hits capacity, and then the rest just evaporates into the air. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone learns about osmosis in like middle school. But like, your skin goes, I have this much water here. There's that much water on the outside. We're chilling. and that's it, right? It's not going to take in all the excess. I don't know, man. Whatever. You mean all the gamer stuff doesn't go straight to my brain? No, but things like that, a lot of those supplement drinks that help with hydration, what they contain, it's not that you're getting more water in yourself. You're getting the same amount of liquid that you would drink normally, but they'll also have ingredients in them that help you process things better. Different vitamins and things that help or enzymes or electrolytes or whatever they have in them that help processes happen better. And a lot of the time they are hydration related. So they help you use stuff better. But it doesn't mean that you're like, you know, like super pumping yourself with water. You're just getting extra shit that helps you. A lot of it is not that big of a difference, but I feel like if you don't have like the best diet ever, it's helpful. Anyway, Block Wars is gonna start soonish, so I'm gonna get into that server, and let me open my Lunar client. Oh wait, someone made skins for us. Oh shit. I'll put my Block Wars skin on. That means I have to sign into Minecraft. Shit. Hold on. Someone made us a skin. This is one person named Space Brownies, and they always make skins for like every Block Wars, so we can have matching team skins. Download Minecraft skin. Okay, and then I always have to open an incognito window to log into Minecraft to change my skin. I have to do it every time. Sign in. Sign in with Microsoft. I can't stand signing into stuff with Microsoft, man. I feel like everything that Microsoft buys is just gonna be that forever. They're never gonna let us escape these fucking things. Never ever. Stay signed in, yes. Okay. Am I signed in? I said stay signed in, yes, and it's just keeping me on the sign in screen. Minecraft? There we go. It took a minute. Change skin. Okay, okay. Select file. Oh, wait, I have to download it. Oops. Hold on. Putting it in my downloads folder like everything else where it will get lost forever. Is this a classic or a slim? This is a slim. Okay. All right, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I got that Block Wars skin on. Nice. Nice. I'll just leave this like window with my skin open so I can change it after. So don't forget. So don't forget. Oh, also SK was replaced by Ghosty Fruit. I gotta put their name in there. Just couldn't make it, so Ghosty's gonna sub in, which is good. Ghosty's solid. Ghosty Fruit. There we go. There we go. Replace the entirety of South Korea. Isn't it so sad? It's so sad. All right. Let me see. I don't think they changed anything about which client we're using. Yeah, it should be the same version, 1.21.1. Okay.
Moo!
All right, I'm gonna let this load. I'm gonna deafen and throw myself in the yellow VC just because they're sitting in there. Can you see them? Look, there they are. There they are. Okay. There they are. May isn't here yet, but I think she's getting herself in there. I'm getting myself in the server right now. And whenever I load all this stuff through Lunar Client, it takes a hot minute. It takes a hot, solid couple of minutes to launch. we'll just let it go. Ta-da. Okay, there we go. Good. Okay, skin on. Shit booting up. So this is Block Wars Brawl, which is a little different than the usual Block Wars you see me always doing. Obviously, it's still an event made in Minecraft with like modded maps and stuff. But this one is supposed to be more PvP focused, specifically. So a lot of games that they've had before that are about PvP are in there. They're benching stuff like Tomb Titans and Blitz Hunt. There will still be some things that aren't fully PvP like normally. There's some stuff in there that's just you know the same as before, but they are focusing on that. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. And they also, something I really like is really the big focus of this event is that there is a team that is viewers. So what they did was they let like people that typically were Block Wars viewers go through and make teams and then submit themselves for it. So that's what they did. So they went through like the submitted teams and they picked one to be in there with us. So there's also, I think it's the purple team. I gotta look. I think it's the purple team, but they're gonna be like a full. They're gonna be a full team of only viewers, which is fun. So I like that. I really like that actually. I have a feeling they're gonna be like crazy sweaty. Okay, I've loaded in. Okay, okay. Let's go over here. Watch them win. They might. They might. They could be crazy with it. I don't know. What if they're insane? What if they're insane players and we all die? It could happen, man. It could happen. Okay. Put myself right here. Oh, and then I'll do one of these. I gotta capture this shit. There we go. Boom.